Hello and welcome to the Peak Millennials podcast. I'm your host, Collins.
And I'm Natalie.
Each week, we delve deep into various Peak Millennials topics, exploring what we remember and what we want to forget, and reading some captivating stories that will invoke a sense of deja vu in all of us. This is the age before iPhones and the social media we know today. This is where a good mix CD, silver eyeshadow, and MTV raised us. So crack open a Jones soda, kick off your black Converse, and let's teleport into the world of the Peak Millennials. Remember to send your stories over to the Peak Millennials pod at gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, follow us. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
We have a third person.
I was a little preemptive there. Hello. We have guests.
Yes, we have guests. If you are new here, if this is the first time that you are watching us, this is the Peak Millennials podcast. But we usually don't have a third person here. So we have a guest, and they're very personal to my heart. I have a tiny crush on them. It is my husband, Epi.
Woo.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm a millennial.
Us
Thanks
too.
for coming. Bye.
I'm a graphic designer by trade, but I'm also a huge gamer. I've been, playing video games for a long time since I've been baby.
Baby?
Yeah. So it's kind of my passion. It's kind of my thing.
Well, that is one of the reasons why we wanted you on the show today, because I know my games and Natalie knows their games. But I feel like you might know your games a little bit better. So,
yeah, too many games.
So this week we're seeing all of your display and everything. This isn't even all of it.
Mm-mm.
So
just the stuff that fits in frame.
This is
well,
amazing.
maybe you should put everything in front of you all the time.
Yeah.
Just that overstimulation, just overload it. Maximalistic.
Stuff clutters around in front of the camera. I have to peek through.
That would be kind of cool.
Like, I'm here. Here's my eye. My eyeball.
I'm gonna turn over here.
I have this is my thing, is I have no problem with folks that are very minimalistic. My sister is super minimalistic. She's like, if I don't need it, it's gone, toss. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, but I love this. I love this. I need to keep it.
I'm
have
very
to have it by.
my things.
Who would I be without my trinkets? Is kind of my life. Yes,
I love my
trinkets.
But
I love a little treat. I love a little trinket.
We are talking this week about games and gaming, and part of the millennial culture is video games. We are kind of the first generation that has always known video games. So according to the internet, millennials are more likely to play video games regularly for extended periods from other generations, about 40% over a 22-hour per week gaming, which sounds like a lot of things, but it just means that we game a lot. Millennials are more likely than any other demographic to spend money on video games and game-related product. And a huge motivation to play video games reportedly is unwinding, escapism, achieving our goals, and social connection. I want to know, what are both of y'all's first video game that you remember playing? Epi, since you're our guest, you should go first.
Yes, you go first.
The first video game I remember playing, I had to have been 3 or 4, because this would have been back when we lived on Camp Pendleton. My dad was Navy. So he had to stint there in Camp Pendleton, where I I was born in San Diego, so around that time. And we didn't move out of there until I was 5. But so that puts me 2 to 3, 4. I remember we were at like one of the neighbors' house, a friend's house, somewhere nearby, close to our house, because the structure was very similar to the house I grew up in. And there was just a TV in one of the side rooms. I remember it being dark and seeing the like NES controller.
Ooh.
And on the screen was this gorilla punching a building. And I was like, oh, this looks like fun. And like just trying to figure out the controls, like trying to like jump and punch things. And I'm playing Rampage on the NES. And it's probably the first game I remember playing. I remember there was also like some sort of car racing one, but Rampage I definitely tried out. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. What is this? And then afterwards, you start seeing Mario and other things and recognizing, oh, it's that same controller thing. You start to recognize what a Nintendo is.
Yeah.
I think for me, the first game that I ever remember playing was Street Fighter. My Street Fighter. Like it's really my when I was born in California, so I grew up when I can't talk today, friends. I spent a lot of time because both my parents worked and my grandparents didn't, or my grandma didn't. We spent a lot of time at my grandma's house when we were little, and my mom had 4 younger brothers. And so my uncle, who was only like, I don't know, like a teen, he was a late teen, almost in his early 20s at that time. In his bedroom, he had like a Nintendo, just like a OG Nintendo. And I remember that we would sit in front of this like boxy ass TV and watch, and like I would watch him play, and then he would be like, you want to play? And I'm like, sure. And I'm like this young kid. I think it was before I might have been in kindergarten. So what, 5? So I'm like playing like this with him, and he's like kicking my butt, of course. But I just remember just like being a hard button masher. And to this day, I am still a hard button masher. Like, and I love it. And I think that it just brings so much joy because I'm not doing it by like standards. I'm just doing it however I want to. But, I mean, then there was obviously like the introduction of like Super Mario and all of those things too. But I remember that Street Fighter was my first game that I ever played. Played a lot of Sega. My dad had a Sega, so we played like Sonic. We had Sonic and Tiger Woods Golf. But yeah, what about you? What was your first game?
So for myself, I remember, I think the Super Nintendo was probably our first console that I remember, but I remember the duck shooting game where you
Duck Hunt?
Duck Hunt, where you shoot the duck, and if you miss, the dog goes because I always loved that. And
sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say anything with a cute dog will always get me on any game. But I'm never into the game to win. I'm into the game to have a good time. But my siblings, because I'm one of 5 siblings, so they would always get mad at me because I would lose all the time. Don't you want to get a high score? No, I'm here to have a good time.
I'm trying to disassociate, man. Like, let me just be. When I was talking about our theme for this week, and I was talking to Brian, he was like, "Oh, are you going to talk about Duck Hunt?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going to play. I'm not talking about Duck Hunt. I never played that." He was like, "But I did," and I was like, "Well, then come on, and you can talk about it all you like, because
you can only talk about the games that you've actually played and actually enjoyed." Yeah. Like there's a lot out there, and a lot of them are like, "Oh, there's this big game and everything," but if like I've never played it, I have no experience with it. Like I do a lot of streaming on my free time, and a lot of it is like going back and being like, Hey, I know I'm 25 or so years late, but maybe I'll finally play Final Fantasy VII. The OG.
Oh,
Experience that for the
well,
first time.
yes. But exactly that. A lot of our games are from these simpler systems. They're not as complex as the ones that we have now. They weren't connected to the internet. They were really, I don't know how my parents purchased them because they were all like $400, $300, which it was a lot of money in the 90s. And knowing that my family, because I felt like my parents spent money on things that went into massive credit card debt, whatever. But we had Sega Genesis. I remember playing Lion King on that and being mad that there was no save. So if you died, that was it. The Aladdin game, like, I was joke with Epi because I've been trying to find it. A lot of games before they were regulated and licensed, there was a Bible game.
Yes. Oh, yes. This you can go Fundy Fridays, Jen.
Yeah.
She did a whole series about just like the uprising and Christianism in the early 2000s and all of that stuff. And she did a piece on the games that they did that were like Christian-based games or faith-based games, I guess is a better way to say it. And it was insane.
Yeah, some of them were really insane. The one with Moses, like you had to like pick up the snakes and throw them.
The baby Moses game.
And with the baby Moses.
Baby Moses.
Scary baby Moses, and like the graphics of it is like undeniably corny, but we saw it in a retro game shop and it was like $500 or something, or $1,000 or something.
That was like $500.
Because they're unlicensed games. Like they will never be printed again. They're like the company that made that game no longer exists.
Oh my goodness.
And
like complete in box with everything, I think, right?
Yeah, everything complete in box. And there was like a separate like booklet thing with it. So it was like definitely a collector's item.
Yeah. So the person who like wants to collect everything made for that console or is really into the weird stuff. Because there's weird stuff
or someone like me that needs a nostalgia. I need to feel something up.
So you're just getting it to be like,
exactly. Why did we do this?
I remember that like my dad had we had a Sega and we had probably like two. I think we really only had two games. It was the Tiger Woods one, and which is funny because I don't really, even now I'm like, I don't really understand golf. But my dad bought that one and then Sonic something. I don't know. I play it on my Switch now because I just like bought it for nostalgia's sake. But then he bought a PlayStation, like the original PlayStation. And he kept, I just remember to this day, and I think that he still has it in storage somewhere. And it was in like a giant ass rubber tote, like a big gray rubber tote that he put it in with, I think it had 3 games because maybe GoldenEye was on the Sega. I don't know. We had GoldenEye, like 007 GoldenEye. And then we had Final Fantasy 8. And then one of those, do you ever remember that they used to have the games where it was like a bunch of like 80s arcade games, like all bulked together, almost like a Now CD?
Yeah, they would have had like the Midway Classics collection.
Yeah.
Like that. Mm-hmm.
But my dad would get so excited. He's like, they have root beer. It was like called like root beer barrel or some nonsense. But it was one of those stress out games where like you had to keep serving the root beer, like, and making these glasses of root beer and then throw them down like the shelf, and you had to make more. And then it was like more and more people were like ordering root beer. And he was like, yes. and then it had like Burger Master.
Yeah, Burger Time, I think it's called.
Burger Time. Yeah, and you had to gather all the ingredients for the burger. It was so he was like, these are the games that you're really gonna treasure. And I was like, but Dad, like, I just want to play Final Fantasy. There's a kid on my school bus that like said that I look like one of the characters. Can I at least like figure out who he's talking about? Because I don't get that reference and I want to.
It's the frog.
It's well, okay, so like this kind of a throwback to it. But like I used to wear my hair because I don't know why I thought it was really cool, but I used to wear like these pieces like in front all the time. And then I would like use a claw clip and like clip it back, but it would only be 2 strands of hair. And then a claw clip, and he'd be like, "You look like so and so from Final Fantasy," and I was like, "I don't understand that," but like, okay, cool. That was that's what I was going for. Anyways,
well, there plenty of actual consoles, plenty of computer games. But I did want to mention the Sega Dreamcast, which Epi always talks about so fondly. I have never played it. It was the first console to have a built-in modem in 1999. Epi, tell me your experience with the Sega Dreamcast.
I was there day one, like waiting for that thing.
That's what I need to know. Because
I had a Sega Genesis, you know.
Yeah.
I had a Nintendo for a few years, and then when we moved away, we left it with an aunt, but I still had my Sega Genesis, and I had that, and all the kids were talking about all their cool games on PlayStation. The Nintendo 64 had come out, and for like 3 years, every Christmas, I was like, "Can I get a Nintendo 64? Can I get a Nintendo 64?" And this is so funny because I think when we had my mom up here for our wedding, we were talking about stuff. And we went to a retro game store. I'm like, "Oh, look, Nintendo 64. I always asked you guys for this for Christmas." And my mom was like, "You did?" I'm like, "Yeah, I put it on the list like, every year." I was like, "Oh, I didn't remember that." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." But then, like, I heard the Sega Dreamcast came out, and I'm a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan. I got all the Sonic memorabilia. That was my thing. Sonic the Hedgehog. We've got pictures of me in Disney World posing next to a giant Sonic the Hedgehog. So it was pretty known that like I like Sega, I like Sonic, and here comes the Sega Dreamcast with Sonic Adventure 9/9/99. That's the release date. And I specifically remember it was also the same day that there were MTV Music Awards going on. And so for some reason, my parents are upstairs watching it in my room because I had a TV up there and I'm downstairs either doing homework or something. But I knew the show was on. We had it on the main TV downstairs and the TV upstairs. And I just figured, oh, they're doing something. After work, home, doing our regular schedule. And they're like, "Hey, come upstairs. We got something for you." And I come up there. I see the box for the Sega Dreamcast. And I'm just like, "Oh!"
Hooray!
And let me tell you, I took that thing out, hooked it up, played my game and everything on it. I didn't have a memory card, so for the first few months, I'd have to just replay Sonic Adventure and get to where you unlock another character and then jump to that character. I mean, like, wish I had a memory card to save this. But every single time I finished, I would, take the game out, put it in the case, close the console, unplug the controller, wrap it up, put it in the box, take the system, unplug it, put it in the box, and then, close up the box, put it where the console was under the TV, and that's what it was. Because it was like my parents pretty much told me, like, if you want this, you got to take care of it. And I was like, okay, I can take care of it. Like, I want to have those other consoles, so I need to show I can take care of mine. And it was like that for, I don't know, 5 years until I moved for high school. When I stopped doing that.
Do they have what is the cartridge that goes? Is it a cartridge or is it a CD?
It's a disc. It's a disc.
So it had a laser disc option, right? Like that's what it is. It uses a laser.
It reads they're called GD-ROMs, but they're slightly bigger than CDs.
And so the first console that had one of those CD aspects was the PlayStation, correct?
as far as standalone console,
Yeah. Do you know?
no, actually, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I think it might have been the Philips, either the CDI or
I don't know what
the
that is.
3DO. These came out in like 95 or something. Like
So
a year or slightly before the PlayStation did.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting because that's how you are with most of your call them your little toys, your little like things as you wrap things back up. Whereas I just leave things out, and I was the one that my N64 controller, the one that I wanted, that was blue that you could see through.
Oh, I
It
love
got
that
eaten by
one.
the dog.
Oh,
The little
Rude.
joystick eaten by the dog. So that little nub for so long, and I would get yelled at by my mom. You didn't put it away. You just left it out in the middle of the floor.
well,
Sorry.
you can see
That's
with
great.
my N64 controller, Archer chewed that one.
I know. He's such a naughty boy.
The only one he's chewed.
But following the Sega Dreamcast was the Xbox that had a built-in broadband connectivity, which connected to the internet, and a hard drive built in, which was crucial for online gaming. Were any like online gaming games, like, did either of you like to get on specifically console? We'll go to computer games shortly, but Natalie, what uh what online games did you like to play?
Uh Before I tell you, I looked this up because I needed to know, because a
Mhm.
Dreamcast in 1999 cost $199.
Okay.
$199. Today it would be almost 400, which I mean is pretty on trend, I feel like, for consoles, maybe, but still, like, holy s, inflation is fucking nuts. So gaming wise, we did not, I like briefly mentioned we had a PS, like a original PlayStation.
Mhm.
Um just based on my history that you and I have talked about, my dad was very restrictive about it. And so I said it was kept in a tote, and it would briefly come out, and then it would promptly go away. We didn't
Oh
have a
my
lot of like
god.
free time playing on this.
Yeah.
So any gaming that I did was mostly at like friends' houses, or, you know, at my like at basically at friends' houses. And so my cats are a little crazy today. I have the door open compared I usually close it and it's open, so now they're just kind of like running around. Anyways, I played the first game that kind of like caught my eye was like Spyro. I loved that. I love
Oh.
like an open world concept with like some stuff. Um, but like the first game that I like sat down and played wasn't until like many years later,
Mhm.
when I played Fable. Like
Mhm.
Fable was I finished that completely, played that all the way through, and then like BioShock. Those are my two alt games of all time. So I loved BioShock. Have you ever heard of BioShock? I I mean, like, I think Epi probably has, but you
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, he knows more about
So
games. I know like 3 games. That's it.
so BioShock essentially is you are just like floating in the ocean randomly, and you get taken down into what was called, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was a bit basically
Rapture.
like what?
The city was Rapture.
Yeah, Rapture. So it was like this utopia. It was like set in this like utopian, like underwater city
It's a
where,
libertarian utopian city.
yes, and it was like this amazing game, but they wanted to do like upgrades to you, and they like would shoot you with stuff, and then you
Oh.
would kind of there was kind of some like bad stuff that happened. Like people went a little crazy. It was called splinching or splicing.
Splicing. Yeah.
Yeah, splicing. Splinching was Harry Potter. So anyways, so you get spliced. Anyways, and so it would just like you would it was not good. Anyway, so you're just kind of, it was like a POV, like first person perspective, where you kind of like walked around and you couldn't really see. You had to like look around all the way. Anyway, it was amazing and I loved it. It was set more in like I don't know, more like prohibition style, like the 20s.
It's got a very Art Deco 1920s feel, even though the timeline is like you're in the 1970s. So it's like this is a place that existed for a little bit and things have gone really bad. It's very atmospheric. It's very moving.
I absolutely love it. I have a hard love for an Art Deco moment. So like it was really my vibe. And then obviously like Fable is just walking about doing quests and stuff.
Sorting people.
Yeah. I probably would really like Baldur's Gate. Like my friend plays Baldur's Gate and I probably would like that aspect of it too. But finding the time is more challenging now.
Well, Epi, were you an Xbox Online user?
You make it sound like it's a drug.
A coy way to be like, did you play Halo? Because that was like the one game that when Xbox first came out.
Yeah, I mean,
to play online with your friends.
If we're talking about the first like online console game I played,
nostalgia, yeah,
it probably was Halo 3. Because I didn't get like into console gaming until the Xbox 360, which was when it really took off. Like, you know, Xbox existed before, had some like Connect Online to play other people with like, what is it? You could connect over LAN.
Yes,
so there would be
like LAN parties
and stuff. That's what I did for high school. We'd go over to a friend's house. I brought a projector so we can project it on a wall.
Oh, fun!
TV. 2 Xboxes, connect those, and we played Halo 2 like that. But as far as online, it wasn't until the 360, Halo 3 was coming out, and it was like, oh yeah, I could play this with my roommates and also his friends on the other side of the water over here in Washington. And it's like, oh, we can get together in a party, play fight against other people, and just have a ton of fun. In Halo 3 specifically, like just he would be the driver, I would be on the chain gun on the Warthog, and we would just ride around like crazy, singing our battle cries and everything. And you can see our other friends in their Jeeps and launch ourselves off a cliff, explosions, tumbling about, rolling off the sides of cliffs.
And you could like save those clips and like post them online, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could save some of those clips. We saved a few of us just dying in these manners of,
because those are my favorite compilation videos of like weird stuff. I mean, I watch all the time my favorite compilation videos, which is Grand Theft Auto, like weird deaths, weird moments in Grand Theft Auto, glitches. Tony Hawk, the Pro Skater games, all of those had like weird glitches and weird things that happen. I love those clip montages. That's like early YouTube days. But the fact that like internet is now taking over, internet access is available to all these people, and now we are able to connect our consoles to the internet, which brings us into social media games. How do they impact us? However, Natalie, you have this list here of popular console games for our dear millennials. So before we jump into social media games, why don't you go through these top 10 console games?
Yeah. So I just did a general search, and I wanted to kind of see like what have you played between, I guess, what have we played between the three of us, and what have you not played, or what have you thought about starting to play? So there's Grand Theft Auto. The top 3 were Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and then San Andreas. Have you played it? Thought
Vice
about playing
City
it?
is my favorite. But here's the thing is like I would do all the side quests because again, I'm not in it to like win
Yes.
things. I'm here
Yes.
for a good time.
Yeah.
And I used to be able to like play like shooting games like this and like the pressure of it's Grand Theft Auto. So you're stealing a car, you're being a criminal here. There are stars that the more stars you have, the more police are out to get you. You can get the helicopter special, all the things. But for the most part, you're supposed to be stealing cars and killing bad guys or good guys or whatever the thing is. And your goal is to make your way through the city to steal these cars. I used to relax doing this, and then I bought. Which one did I buy?
5.
Did I buy 5? And I started playing it, and I said, "This is stressing me the fuck out. I am stressed out. I can't play this."
Because like a lot of
To
those
be
older ones, the PS2 ones, even the
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 4 is very much you had like a lock-on button, and it's
Yeah.
like you run around whatever, and then your character would just auto target, or you can select targets to shoot.
Mhm.
But 5 used the new
There's
aiming mechanic.
none. There's no
And it's a
aiming
very
thing.
it's
I
a
can't.
traditional third-person aiming mechanic you would find in other aiming games, but if you're not used to it, like you're expecting, oh, Grand Theft Auto, I played that, but this plays completely differently. Like people who've played games and kept up know how this handles, how this feels. But for people who are lapsed or aren't used to this is like, what is going on? And it throws you right into it. It isn't like, oh, you're in the city, explore. It's like you're in the middle of a bank heist. The hundreds of cops are after you. They're hunting you down. You got to run.
You need to go and you need to kill
And
this
the
specific
first
guy.
mission after that is like your time on it. And I was just like, oh, this is not easy to like just jump into as a newer player.
And I bought the game and I tried to sit down to play it, and it was like an hour into it, and I said, I need to leave.
I need to put this back in the package. You need to go do something else.
I was feeling the adrenaline that you play when you play games, but I was feeling like every time I died, I'm like, I'm getting angry. Like I'm getting angry at a game. I need to leave. I need to get up and leave.
I can honestly say I've never played a GTA game for that exact reason. Games, well, okay, so I've like watched people play it before, and like the idea of like I think it's just like there's too much stimulation going on there. There's like the wee, then it just like keeps getting louder, and then it's like flashing in your eye. But I love watching videos of people playing GTA. Especially that, like, I don't know if it's like a glitch or like a special thing where they turn into a seagull and they're like flying around and they steal the car. I love that. Like they're like as a deer and they're like do and then they like get in the car. I love
one of my favorite videos is that they turn their car into a piano and they go down like Vanessa Carlton in 1,000 miles, and they're just shooting with their machine guns at police, and they're just going through the city in their little grand piano.
All right, okay, so we've got this one is an obvi, like I don't even have to ask it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. The Sims. We love a Sims moment.
I mean, that's mainly what I stream. It's the only thing really that I stream. The original Sims game by Maxis is how I figured out, I like women as well. Because it was that's amazing. Like tingling moment of like making 2 women kiss. Yeah. And I go, oh no, I like that. Oh that's no, why am I getting? And of course, I'm like looking over the family computer, making sure mom and dad aren't looking, because heaven forbid they watch me make 2 girls kiss and then, woohoo in the heart bed,
Mine was anime.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. Mine was
But
just
with The
anime.
Sims
That's fine.
came The Sims 2, which The Sims 2 is so much fun to play. And then they came out with like
Sim
Bustin'
City.
Out and all these different like side games, the My Sims. Like the evolution of the Sims games for me, I love it. I could spend hours building a house and just be like, I'm good. Yay! I built a house I will never be able to afford.
Yeah, let me
I
tell you,
love that for you.
jumping from Sims 1 to just Sims 4, so I never experienced like 2 and 3. It's just like, oh yeah, this is nice. This is a nice upgrade. So
Mhm.
I know a lot of people had gripes about the jump from 3 to 4, and
I want that. Okay, so like I want that part of my brain to turn on. Like,
Which
because
part?
that part of my brain is turned off. Any game where like they're like, you need to place four pieces of decoration, you need to build this kind of space. I'm like, I'm not. You've
Yeah.
lost me. I'm gone now. So like I love watching people play games like The Sims.
Yeah.
I cannot. My brain goes like, phew, and I'm like out. I'm out. I can't do it. I'm like, I don't know how to do it. It's like my brain shuts off and it's like you don't know how to decorate, you don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
My older daughter loves games like that. She loves doing like a decoration. She likes
Yes.
putting things into
Those
a
are
room
my
and I'm
kind
like,
of games.
I could watch you, but give me a quest. I need like a purpose. You need to give me something.
See, I end up doing that and then I just end up having everyone die. So there's also the I'm God and now
Oh,
I get to murder this family. So
I mean it
or
happens.
or I create my sim. I mean, lately I've just been creating my sim and Epi and seeing what we could do, being very hands off, our dog, whatever, and seeing what kind of quests would happen. And then the one time it was like we had like quadruplets or something. I was like, how did this happen? How did this happen? How do you take care of 4 babies? I can't do this.
You're like logging off for a long time now.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper.
One of them can get
Grim
taken
Reaper
away.
comes.
That's fine.
Oh,
We'll
that's
just
so
neglect
funny.
one.
All right. Okay, so we've got a couple more on our list. We talked about Halo a bit. I never played Halo. I don't really understand. What about Pokemon? Did y'all ever play Pokemon Red, Blue, Gold, Silver? Well, I know that you love Pokemon and I love Pokemon, but that doesn't mean we played Pokemon.
That's true. So I had Pokemon Red. My brother had Blue, and then I also got. Oh, I just realized I'm wearing my Pokemon hat.
I know.
My little
It's so
Pikachu. Fat Pikachu is my favorite. Can I just say I appreciate that they took the original like artist renderings and changed them throughout the games. But why do we have to make Pikachu skinny? Why do we? Fat Pikachu is supreme overall. Fat Raichu supreme overall. But I played Pokemon Yellow, and also, I mean, I failed to mention the evolution of you have to have a TV in order to play video games, or you have to have monitors to play video games on a computer. The fact that Nintendo came out with a handheld like gaming console called the Game Boy, and the evolution of
Color,
a
baby.
handheld like console, mind-blowing. So that I can take my video games with me where I go. And we see that now with the Switch. You can take your video games where you go and you can dock it into your television. Insane that you can do that. But Pokemon definitely have played most of all the different generations. I can't remember the ones that I stopped. Maybe Gold and Silver. Can't remember.
I have not. I love Pokemon very much. But I didn't because my sister had a Game Boy Color. But I think my parents like just made an idea that I was too old to have one. I was like, I want is a Game Boy. And so she had a Pokemon game that she didn't really know what to do with, so she was like, whatever. But I just recently started playing Pokemon Dungeon Mystery on my Switch. on like the
Game Boy,
Game Boy
Advance thing. Yeah.
Advance, on the Game Boy Advance Color like expansion pack. I love an expansion pack. Most
Epi, did you
games like
play? Oh,
did you
sorry.
play? No. Go ahead.
Yeah. I never had I didn't have a Game Boy when Pokemon came out.
Oh
I mostly got
no.
by with like the cards and the show, and my friends had a Game Boy, so there'd be times I'd be like, I can lend you my Genesis and I can borrow the Game Boy for a little bit. Like just to get those runs in Pokemon. And like that's when I would be like, oh, I hear Bulbasaur is the best, so I gotta go with Bulbasaur so I can get as far as I can in the game. And it wasn't until like 2000, it had to have been 2000 that I finally got a Game Boy, because that's when the first game I ever bought with my own money was a Pokemon Silver.
Oh.
And yeah, I remember just binging that thing. And like one key memory I always have of like staying up late. We were at a friend's, like my parents' friend's house. We'd go over there. They'd watch the boxing matches, whatever big match was happening that week. And I remember just sitting in the dining room by myself with the light on overhead, like just like, gotta train my Pokemon. I gotta get this cool new Eevee evolution, the Umbreon. And I got really close to getting it. And then the next morning, it was like, oh, I just need to level up and I'll get it. And I leveled up and it was morning. So I got the Espeon instead. You had to evolve it at night.
Oh,
You had to evolve it at night.
No.
But I got an
so
Espeon
funny.
and it became my best Pokemon. And now it's my favorite Pokemon. So
yeah. It's really
I love
is.
an Umbreon. Okay, let's see. World of Warcraft. I never played.
No, I wasn't allowed.
I didn't know that it was a thing.
I spent a lot of time in Warcraft.
I want to.
I believe that.
I want to. I had a coworker
year high school.
Yeah,
spending all of the time playing WoW. Well, WoW, which is okay. So I don't know if you remember this, Collins, but in our mall where we grew up, there was like a Blizzard store, like a Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, there was a Wizards of the Coast. I remember the Wizards of the Coast because that's where I bought all my Pokemon cards.
Yeah, and there was like a huge tree. Like that store was so amazing. It had like a huge tree on the inside. There was like a wizard that was like
the Wizards of the Coast store in the Kitsap Mall.
I wasn't here for that.
Oh,
there was a Wizards of the Coast store because I was in San Diego at the time. When I remember seeing one, and it was at the mall we never went to, which was down by the Mission. It was the Mission Valley Mall, which is in the same area that the Qualcomm Stadium was. I don't know if it's still called that, but the football stadium is down in that area. And we didn't live too far from it, but we never went there. It just wasn't our mall to go to.
Yeah,
I think maybe the shops were like the different shops that my mom didn't like shopping at.
We could walk through that store when I was growing up. We could walk through it, but we never bought anything because my parents were like, "That's for nerds." That's for nerds. And I was like, but I love it. I want it.
I would take my allowance money and go buy Pokemon cards.
Oh, I love that so much.
I have a little marker things. I don't know, bead thing. They're not beads, marble things. When you would play I don't know. I just remember there were specific little like marble things that you used with the game.
For Pokemon?
Yeah, for Pokemon.
Oh, the damage counters.
Yeah.
Little beads that you can use as damage counters, so you know how much damage you've taken.
I ate a couple of them because I was disgusting. I just wanted to see what they tasted like, and I swallowed them. Yeah, they're glass. They come out like glass. It's fine.
Yeah,
you get a tummy ache.
You get a little tummy ache.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. No, you're fine. Super Mario 64.
Oh my god. Mario 64 is my favorite. Whoop whoop. Here we go. Wow.
I just love a Mario game. I don't really care what we're doing. I just love Mario. I think I love just a Mario game. Let's see. Counter-Strike.
No, I've
not like a
All the
Competitive,
Not
yeah,
for me.
first person shooter, team based.
Not for me. Not for me.
Yeah,
This
not
one
for
I
me.
also just started playing because I was like, I feel like I should probably know what this is like. Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Never played it, but I'm playing it right now.
Classic. Yep.
It's my favorite.
I
One of
love
my
that,
favorites, too.
like walking around where you don't really know where you're going kind of thing. I love it. Epi briefly mentioned this one, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, so I finally played through that for the first time last year. I tried to start it multiple times and just could never get into it. I'd bounce off it and I'd play something else I was more interested at that time. But this last year I was like sitting down. I know how Final Fantasy works now. I know kind of what to expect, and let me experience 7, what 7 actually is. So yeah, that's where you get the little dancing frog,
The little dancing frogs.
getting
We
to
do that to
finally
each other all the
experience
time.
that story, so then I could play the remakes that came out. Yeah, but it was
I
good.
loved 8. I just loved 8, and I think it's just a nostalgic thing for me, but I just love 8. There's like a scene in 8 where you are like on a moving train, like gotta love that. Oh, and then Mario Kart 64. I did not play Mario Kart 64.
So I'm going to tell you again, I am a competitive person, but I know for myself, I'm always going to be last. So if you want me to be last so that you're first, let me just do that for you. Happy to help support you. I'll come in fourth. I'll come in third. But I was always last, and I always played Yoshi because Yoshi is the best. Don't care what you think. But I didn't understand like the rules and the items and everything because my brain goes point A to point B. That's it. That's the only thing. And I never really got to explore it. But I do get nostalgia when we go to like different arcades and they have the racing machine because I think it just elevates the Mario Kart experience to be able to like have the wheel in your hand and be able to push and drive it like a car, I guess, but with the go-kart aspect.
64 specifically was like one of the
Rainbow
go-to
Road.
boys sleepover kind of games.
Oh,
like you go over to a sleepover or a birthday party for your friends, and it's like, all right, we got the multiplayer games. Everyone's gonna sit around. We're gonna play Mario Kart 64. We're gonna play GoldenEye, and we're gonna play Super Smash Brothers. And it's like that's all you needed to have like a successful party with like those one of those 3 games because they could go all night.
Really, you really could go all night. So
I could tell you a really quick story before we like move on, and I won't go too hard, but we have Mario Kart, what is it, 8? We bought it like in the pack with our Switch when we bought it last year, and it's my youngest, like she loves this. She does have no clue what she's doing, but she's like, we're doing this. And my older one, she's like, okay, like sister wants to play a game, like let's play together. And I was like making dinner or doing something, and my older one's like, Mom, can you come here? And I was like, okay, cool. And I come out and she's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. And my younger one had like talked her through setting it up and set it up for 200, like on a Grand Prix. So they're like 200 is like the fastest that you can go. It's like the high, like it's just why it's super hard. She put it on the hardest thing. So my youngest straight trolled my oldest and was like, ha 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 ha.
Oh my God.
I'm good. And so my older one's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And my younger one's like, wee, like bashing into walls, like falling off the side. Like she's having the best time of her life. And my older one's like about to have a mental breakdown. And I was like, okay, like let's just set some rules here. We need to be on a 50. We don't need to be on 200.
Like 200's the bonus difficulty. Like when the game originally came out on the Wii U, there was no 200. They added that in later. It's insane.
It's hard. It's what I would imagine you were feeling when you were playing GTA. Is 200, and it was just like the most insane. And I'm like,
I'm interested now.
It's
Okay.
something fun. Anyways, but yeah, those are some of the games that were the most popular console games. That doesn't include I mean, I was really surprised that like what is the one that literally just Call of Duty that didn't join the list, or
Well, it depends on which Call of Duty game.
Because
that's
these
true.
are looking like
Assassin's
specifically like
Creed.
millennial kind
Yeah.
of like
Yeah, yeah,
pre
yeah.
2005. I'll
Pre
say that because like
2005. Yeah.
Call of Duty wasn't until it didn't like launch super big until 2006 with Call of Duty 4.
That's true. That's true. And I think I did do like a very specific range when I was creating this little list. But yeah, so that was our console stuff. Do you want to chat about social media games?
Yes, before we go into our stories, let's mention social media games, because that also is a millennial thing. Because when Facebook first came out, we were, I guess, like in college-ish area. It was post high school, and what do you know? They wanted people to go to the Facebook and stay on the Facebook for a while. And what do you know? That there were all these social media supported games. I have no idea how that works, but I just remember logging onto my computer and you see Farmville, because Farmville was my game. You click on it and it said this crop is ready to harvest. So you click it, it went to another screen, and I would play for about an hour and a half, just harvesting my little things, making my little farm, little cozy guy. No one's trying to shoot me. No one's trying to win. You know?
You just need to make sure that you're watering your corn.
Yeah.
You have enough coins to buy like the eggplant.
And the social aspect is like I could send my friends coins. I could send my friends all these things of like your friend, send you this thing. And it really provided that social aspect of playing a game together without actually playing a game together. But tell me about these games.
So we had our main list really quick. I'm not gonna go through it. We don't have to talk about all of them.
I mean,
but like the main ones that like there were a lot. The main ones to me that like really stuck out were Farmville that you talked about. I loved that, but it was a game that released in 2009 by Zynga. And Zynga was kind of like the main creator for these social media style games. So they created Farmville, Mafia Wars. There was also Mafia Wars was one, but then they also had Vampire Wars. And I feel like there was another Wars game that they did. Zombie Wars, I think later on came out. And these games were like, in my opinion, they were very interesting because it was all based on like points, but you don't really understand. Like it was like you would attack things, but you didn't really attack. Like you would have like your mafia and then another person's mafia, and then you would like attack them, and then you would get points or they would get points, but you never actually like fought. Like there was no like actual like fighting. And then the biggest one that I loved the most, and this one came out in 1999, but I loved it the most because I would go to a friend's house after school when I would go to youth group with her, and we would play Neopets between school time and youth group time. But I loved Neopets. I loved getting my omelet. I loved having my little babies. I loved that it was like very cute.
Yeah, and it was a cozy little experience. But I always felt guilty when I would miss a couple days, and then it'd be like, your Neopet is hungry, and it's like, oh God, no, let me not starve my little virtual pet.
That they're not gonna live. There's some other ones on here too, but like not to like age anyone or make assumptions. But there was like one's called Pet Society. There was one that was called Club Penguin, and Club Penguin was similar to Neopets, if I'm correct, where it was still that like open concept and you could talk to people online.
Yeah.
And you had stuff. Didn't Disney for a while sponsor Club Penguin?
Yeah, I think so.
There were a lot of things, yeah, with Club Penguin.
Yeah. I never played
my friends would just chill in the chat area, and that's how we would talk to each other. It's like my friends from online and whatever. We would just sit in the Club Penguin's lobby, I think, and it was just we would just chat. And it'd be like an online chat.
I love that. There was also, let's see, Webkins was a thing. But that was interesting because Webkins was not only online, it was also toy based. So you could like buy the toy and then I'm assuming like enter in the code and then you would get that. I'm like a skin, I guess.
Yeah, the kids are nanny
precursor to Toys to Life kind of stuff. So before Windows and Skylanders, you had that.
Oh yeah. Super Poke Pets. I don't really know. That one was like more of a MySpace thing. Which do you remember when they were like, Janice poked you?
Or, oh my god.
Greg poked you, and you're like, what does this even mean? Why are you poking me for? And then Pop Tropica, but I've never heard of that one, so I wasn't really like. It just said that players could create avatars, explore worlds, and interact with other players while solving mysteries. But I was definitely a Farmville kind of gal. Like, can you send me some stuff so that I can continue gardening my garden, please? I need you to send me something.
This is giving me serotonin. I mean, especially since it came out during 2008 when like the world is absolutely crumbling into a recession and everything seems so dark and sad. We didn't care. We were playing games.
You can still, while this game doesn't really exist anymore, you could still play. There's Heyday. You could download the Heyday app. I play a game called Cookie Run, which has like a farming aspect to it too. I do just like a farming game. I think that's why I like the garden so much. I just like the farming aspect or something.
Two different kind of gardeners over here.
Yeah. Just garden it up.
All right. Well, guess what? That is just a brief overview of our millennial games. I love a nostalgia. I love a Sonic the Hedgehog. I love a Pokemon. I love a Mario. Speaking of which, this was last night at Halloween.
Your costume was so cute. I loved it so much.
It is cute.
I loved your
mustache. My husband is so
too.
cute. So if you are on audio only, for those who are on audio only, my husband and I dressed up as Mario and Luigi. You can go check out social media for that. I had my little Yoshi in my pocket. But we're going to jump into some stories. Remember, you can email us any of your stories over at peakmillennialspod@gmail.com. Or if there are stories on Reddit that you want us to talk about, have opinions about, go ahead, send them over to our email, peakmillennialspod@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. And thank you again to everyone who answered our polls for Halloween and interacted with everything this week. That was incredible. Great. Y'all are so great. So thank you so much. But this first story comes from Asshole. But it is 3 years old. It's, am I the asshole for not giving my coworker my day off because I wanted to play a video game? Okay, marinate on it. Okay, so anyone in the video game world knows that next week is the new Legend of Zelda game that comes out after 5 years. I'm a massive fan. So when the release date was revealed, I immediately requested PTO for that day as I plan on staying home for the day and enjoying the new game. What I didn't realize was that day I asked for is the Friday before Mother's Day. My company has to limit their requests off for that day now, as many people have been asking off for it. Workers, I was planning on staying home to play the game. And I guess after work to give me her PTO so she can travel for Mother's Day. I explained to her that I requested this day off months ago for a specific reason and I wasn't willing to change it. She got pretty upset with me, claiming I care more about video games than family and whatnot. I honestly don't really care about her not being able to travel because I feel like if this was an important date that you would have requested off earlier, like I did. Anyways, I firmly told her no. But she told some people, like my coworkers, and they are pissed at me and calling me an a-hole for not giving up the date. Am I the asshole? So I'm going to go over to Epi, our guest. Epi, are they the asshole?
No, I mean, PTO is PTO. That's your time to take when you want to take it. It got cleared beforehand, and yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, if the date was important to the other person, like it is like on them to like work ahead to try to get that as well. Because I understand there's like a convergence of dates. It happens, and sometimes okay, yeah, we can make that up, or we can fit something in. But that's on like the person who approves that to figure that out. It's not on the people who got that time approved because they're approved for time off. They're going to take that time off and they deserve that time off.
Yeah.
I fully agree. I don't think that you need to share with anybody why you have PTO or why you've taken that time off.
Right.
It's nobody's business why you're taking that day off. And for this person or for that coworker to be like trying to shame them into giving them their day off, like rude. And there's a comment on here that I very much agree with. And it says, I would have told her I care more about my family than video games. Your family, not so much. Her family is not your responsibility, and she should have planned better. I don't think that they're being an asshole for that by any means, just because, like, one, you should have planned better. If you're a mom, you know when Mother's Day is. Especially if you're working in an area where you don't have Mother's Day off. So it must have been like a retail thing or some type of other type of job. And like, I mean, no, someone, if just plan better, and it's just a day, for fuck's sake, like just take a different day, celebrate with your family a different day. Like,
but this is also the thing of like, when video games are being announced, they're what, 6-7 months away, right? They usually push them back, you push them forward. There's plenty of time. If this person had been like, honestly, Mother's Day is this day, and I know that this is going to be a really popular day, so I'm going to just take it off. And then the video game also comes out. But like, they would be an asshole if they took off the Friday before Mother's Day specifically so other people could not. That would be like, oh yeah, like I would understand that. But with video games, they announce that it's going to come out 6 to 7 months out. So I'm assuming this guy probably 6 months out was like inputting in PTO. Hopefully the game doesn't get pushed back or pushed up, whatever, really banking on having that day to be able to enjoy it because they're probably going to enjoy it the entire weekend if they get weekends off. But I hate the culture of like only a couple people can take the day off. You know what I mean? Like only this many people, because at my last job it was like that. And we would run into so many different things because there is seniority of people who've been there longer. And hey, because you requested the day before Christmas, but this coworker has a child and they've worked here for 10 years, they're going to get it. So I'm going to deny your request. And like not giving that confirmation of like waiting to see if your PTO is approved. That's also bullshit. But I definitely don't think that this person is the asshole at all. That comment did also make me chuckle because LOL. But different countries are different. I know that a lot of these comments were talking about how in the UK, like King Charles' coronation was like a massive, like everybody got that holiday off like a bank holiday. So which is so silly to us to think like, oh, like what if election day was like a bank holiday? Like, wouldn't that be cool?
As a person who works primarily with folks from China, I and India for that matter, I regularly have to fight an internal rage battle with the amount of time off that other countries
get to have.
That due to government holidays, like we get one day off for like 4th of July, our Independence Day. Woohoo, so exciting. China gets an entire week off. We get one day for Labor Day. They get an entire week off for Labor Day. And that's like so that people can like rest and recuperate. There's for different festivals. And I'm not like being like, whoa, China's so amazing. But like there's
no, we should be like that too. Yeah.
We should also be able, and I mean, UK is like that. My friend just moved back from the UK, and like there's so many bank holidays. There's like days that the royal family, like birthdays and celebrating coronation days and like all of these things. So I mean, it's not me saying like, oh, I wish I had more day off, but like I wish that I had more days off.
That's all. But I always hate those jobs where they're like, well, if you take only this day 10%. Off, if you don't give up this PTO, like it's going to show that you're not a team player, and that's going to reflect in your performance, because that shouldn't at all, because you absolutely like, not. And it's also the emotional manipulation of like, I have a family and like you should just give it to me because like
we're a family like, here at such and such corporation. Yeah. We look out for our family. Like, no, you're not my family. You're my coworker. You're not my family.
Well, okay. So everybody said not the asshole. So we did it. We are the morality police over here. We do have time for one more story. If y'all are ready. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So it is also from the Am I the Asshole, but am I the asshole for saying no to my wife joining a game session with my friends? So for background, my wife hates video games. This was posted 5 years ago, by the way. Her hobbies are reading, crafting, writing, etc. I really enjoy video games, making games, etc. During the pandemic, I've gotten back in touch with my friends from high school, and we have gaming nights twice a week. My wife, on the other hand, does not have any friends and is pretty sad about it. Sometimes we have arguments about her being jealous of my hangouts with my friends. I do make time for her, and we do have date nights at home. Well, my wife asked me yesterday if she could join in with my friends this week. This came way out of left field. Like I said, my wife has never really played any video games at all, and we don't really play beginner-friendly games. She knows this. I asked her why she wants to join, and she says she's so lonely and just wants to be around people. She begged me to ask my friends if it would be okay, so I did. Well, none of my friends were fans of this idea. None of them have girlfriends, and there are no women in this group, and we've all known each other since high school. Many of them have never even met my wife, so the idea made them uncomfortable. I told my wife this, and she cried. She told me that she's so tired of having no one to talk to and hearing my camaraderie with her friends, and she just wants something like that. She tried joining a virtual class online, but it's hard to make friends out of the blue during the pandemic. I know what it's like to be lonely, and I empathize, but I don't think this was a solution. She asked me to ask my friends again, and I said no. Am I the asshole for this?
100%.
Epi, what do you
didn't
think?
see because you were reading, but I was holding this up the whole time.
Yeah, it is a monster red flag. But Epi, what do you
Full
think?
red flag here, friends.
Yeah, it's like I understand where he's coming from because obviously, like, his
I
wife
also
is
don't
looking
know the ages of these people either.
for
so.
something,
Mhm.
and you want to be able to provide that. But what is this friend group? Like, if these are guys he's known from high school,
Yeah, he's
what are
known him from
they
high
like?
school.
And it's like they already don't want it to happen. So as a group consensus, it's like, okay, that it's going to be hard to like get things to mesh together,
Hmm.
especially if you're bringing in someone who's like, if they're set on we're playing these kind of games, we want to do this kind of stuff. This is what this group is for, and he wants to bring his wife into that, who isn't into the like those kind of games, or I like worry about what that culture is. The culture
Yeah.
of this group. I feel like that more would be like this isn't compatible and would be bad, and that puts him in like a very weird situation. It's not going to be good for the wife either to be brought into this because it's like she's looking for something. She wants a group. She wants camaraderie.
Yeah.
And if he can't get any of his friends on board with it, like it's not going to happen. It's going to be a bad situation. So like,
So could you imagine if like
proactive with like finding a group or something that he can do with his wife and they
yeah.
can together. Like I think that would be more along the lines of like I don't think he's like trying to be an asshole. It is
Right.
very like, oh, this isn't a good situation at all to be in. And I don't think there's like a great way to handle it. Like telling her like it's not gonna work out. Like I have a group that I sometimes game with, but it's just like I don't think you would be a good fit with that.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think me joining in any of your games would be
Because they're all like they're guys much younger than me, and they're still growing, they're still maturing and stuff. And even I'm like at some things like, oh, that's not good. But, they're growing, and I'm like try to like help them grow as people. But it's just very casual. It isn't like I'm very close with these people, and
it's also kind of like a red flag to me, no offense, that like a guy hanging out with like his high school friends, this is probably like five people together, and like none of them have girlfriends. And
That
like
was
he's the
what I was
only
gonna
one
say.
that has a wife, that it's like you are on a very different, like you have to also take into account for OP to be like, okay, you are in a very different realm than these people.
that's why it's like, what is the culture of
What
this
is the culture?
group?
Because a lot
They're
if
operating on a different wavelength.
because Epi, if you were like hanging out with high school friends and none of them had girlfriends or wives, and I'm just like, yeah, let me come in. I like cozy games and cozy things. I have no idea what this game is, but I just want to like talk to people. That's weird. That is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And like her mental health is important.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Epi said, it really has to be the husband to take it and be a little bit more gentle and go, no, we can have this boundary, but let me do cozy community activity with you. Let's go do this. Let's go here. And then
Yeah, he did mention like they have like date nights, they have social time, but she needs more, and more
she needs
importantly,
a friend
like,
group.
he needs a friend group. Yeah, and especially coming off the pandemic, it was like hard to like reconnect, find things like that, and I'm just hoping it is something they together should work to find.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I think okay, so like my heart breaks for this this person, this wife specifically, because like in this I'm reading that she's literally just trying to find some type of social outlet. And I understand that like OP says like, oh, well, we don't play beginner friendly games. And as a person who very casually games, I don't really see how it could be so hard to find a more beginner friendly game and just be like, hey, let's play something that's not super serious. And as a person who doesn't take games very seriously at all, I just do it for vibes. Like there has to be something out there. But play Mario Kart for Pete's sake,
Yeah.
or play some type of something that like that they can incorporate. And I'm not saying that the OP has to incorporate his partner into every aspect of his social life, but like clearly she's like asking for him to be her partner in something. And he's just like, no, my friends don't play games like that. We don't play games like that. And kind of like shutting her down. And kind of making her sound really sad.
Yeah. So OP has had other posts before, and when I'm looking over here, he had a post a year prior. My 26 male wife. So this guy is in his mid 20s, and the wife is 25 female. Constantly loses everything. Who does that sound like, Epi? So it sounds like she's just like a very type B kind of person that is just kind of all over the place. And he was actually
we thriving over here. We just we thrive with that kind of life.
We somehow make it, and then sometimes we order it again, and then there we go, another bottle of poison sauce type of thing. Sorry, that was a niche thing. But it sounds like he does genuinely care for her. It sounds like he really is at a loss of what to do. But I don't know, maybe this is like a challenge for this OP. Find some better friends that are in places where you want to be. Like hang out with guys who are married, who have wives, who love their wives, and maybe have common interests, because then you can ask them on what to do. Because asking your, because I don't know if guys ask each other questions, but having just your friends just be like not married, not have girlfriends, not really being friends with other girls, and then you're just like, am I the asshole for not being empathetic to my wife because I think that she is sad and lonely? What?
I think okay, so that's my other hot take on this scenario. It's not necessarily that like OP I feel like is being like a major asshole, but the red flag of the scenario is that he's hanging out with a group, however many it is, 2, 3, 4, 5 of men or men that are the same age as him that he's known since high school. None of them have any type of like relationship or partner, wife, girlfriend, spouse, whatever, boyfriend, whatever. And that could put OP in a really weird situation, because like then what if those, and I'm not like, I'm speculating here, but like what if they start like talking shit about his wife, like what a loser.
Exactly.
Ooh, you know, like, oh, I was dating this hot chick, blah blah blah. I met this person, but and then you know it gets that like mindset of like, oh, maybe the person that I'm with like isn't that cool anymore, and I could find someone better that's more interested in the things that like I'm interested in, and then it could spiral hard. Like that's a really rabbit hole mind thought, but like that's what I think of when like the way that you described it, Epi, where like you're kind of like the elder of the group, and like you're with these like younger kids essentially, and but like they're all the same age, so like they're all in like that same weird like, well, why are you married? You could be free. You could be free to play video games all day long. And it's just like really anyways, that's where my brain spiraled on that.
Yeah, people are always at different stages of life, of like where they are as people, and like there's maybe this like tight-knit community in that group that has their own vibes, they have their own things. And like being able to figure out, does my wife fit in that? Would she be comfortable in that? Like that takes priority. And then like once it's like figured out, it's not going to work out. What can we do, you know, to find a group that has that? Does he have any friends that have, you know, a wife? Is there, or girlfriends, or no female friends that he could start a group like that where it would be comfortable to share with his wife, that she can help, you know, find friends and find a community that she feels like she belongs in. because that's the thing. Like she needs to feel like she belongs in that community.
Yeah.
And if this group isn't going to provide that and could end up being hostile to that would be worse.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it could ruin part of their relationship.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this week on the Peak Millennials podcast. Epi, where can we find you?
Yeah, so you can find me. I'm usually streaming on the Twitch Thursdays through Sundays at 9 p.m. Stream a lot of retro and new video games. That's at twitch.com/Radiant Soul. That's Radiant_S0L. And I'm also on Blue Sky, Radiant Soul.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. We had such a good little chit chat today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. You're welcome anytime. Natalie, where can we find you? What are you doing this week?
You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Natalie Christina. And tomorrow, since we're recording early, tomorrow I'm going to go make a witch broom.
Ooh.
I'm going to do a witch broom thing. I saw it on TikTok and it's local. It's in Graham, and I'm gonna go with one of my girlfriends, and we're gonna have a good time and make a little spooky witch broom. And I'll probably be putting it up here, so we'll see it in the coming.
Oh, I can't wait to see it for next week.
Thank you. What about you?
Well, you can find me anywhere. There's a social media _queer auntie. Over on Blue Sky, Instagram. I'm constantly posting up this or that over on Instagram. So go follow us over at Peak Millennials Pod as well. I'm unfortunately still on X, so we'll see how long that lasts for.
I never understood how to use it, so I created it and then I deleted it because I didn't get it. I was lost. It was lost on me.
Well, it is
anything fun?
It is the month of November. So NaNoWriMo, which is the National Writers Month, which is the month of November. So a lot of us writers are trying to write at least one thing per day in the month of November. So if you've been over at my Substack, I've been going through my childhood life and writing about it. So I'm going to be really stretching myself to try to do some sort of writing at least every single day over on Substack. So go over to Substack. It's Queer Auntie. You can find me. It's really easy. You can follow me for free. You can subscribe for free, or if you want to, you can send a little pennies my way. But for the most part, we're jumping right into November. It is husband's birthday. It is AEW Full Gear. And then Thanksgiving comes, and then we're jumping right into the holidays. It's crazy. But that's exactly it. Well, thank you so much for listening to our show. Like, share, subscribe. We love you.
We love you. Hooray. Goodbye.
Sorry, the computer froze for a second. Bye.
Goodbye.